We got 600 chickens and then we changed our minds. Hey, it's Bethany from Ludlam Family Farm. I posted a video about 2 months ago sharing our journey of deciding to grow our pasture-raised chicken egg business. To do this, we bought 600 baby chicks. The video kind of blew up and I got a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to answer them through this video. I'm also going to share why we changed our minds and what we did with all the chickens. Let me first address the most important thing. It's okay to change your mind. If something doesn't fit your family and your homestead goals, you can totally stop doing it. When we first got the baby chicks, things went really well and it was all very exciting for us. We love chickens and this felt like the best step for us. The demand for our eggs were higher than we could supply, so growing this business made sense to us. We did a lot of research before getting into this and closely observed what other farmers were doing. But no amount of research can prepare you 100%. Some things take first-hand experience. Once we started letting the chickens out of the run and into the pasture, they were still small enough to fit through the electric fencing. The electric fencing is what we noticed all pasture-raised chicken farms using. We had been using it on our farm in all different ways and have loved it. But the baby chicks, even at several months old, could still fit through the netting. This isn't a huge issue on most farms because I imagine their home isn't next to the pasture, but with our setup, as soon as the chickens would see me come out of the house, they would all run at me and swarm me. At first it was funny, but it quickly became very impractical and annoying. They associated me with food, and even though I fed them in the fenced-in area, they would be right at my feet. Many times I had them fly at me and into my hair. If I wanted to take my kids out for a walk in their wagon, it was the same thing. They would swarm the wagon and I couldn't even walk out of fear of rolling them over. At the end of the day, everything we do on our farm is for our family. The idea of expanding this business was so that we could stay at home with our kids. But it just wasn't working for us and we needed to make a change. We made the difficult decision to downsize and sell some of the chickens to other farms in the area. This was appealing to many farmers because we had already done the hard part. They were several months old now at this point and closer to laying age. We didn't really make a profit considering how much we put into them and feeding them all those months, but we didn't lose anything either. We decided a good number for us is about 200 chickens. It's a much more manageable amount, and we're able to enjoy the chickens without feeling so overwhelmed when we step out the door. We are also still able to expand our egg business, but just not as big as we thought. Many of the chickens have names, and we're getting to know their personalities. We have one that we call Penelope, and she always tries to come into the house. She's the only one that does it. We also have this really cute little white one that is super tiny, and the girls call her Marshmallow. We moved our electric fencing over and all around the property to keep out predators. The chickens have free range of our entire farm, and pretty much everywhere you go, you see chickens. I get asked all the time, how do you afford to feed all of them? In the winter months, we obviously have to supplement, and when they are first starting out, we have them on chick starter, so it's expensive at first. But in the spring, summer, and fall months when the weather is beautiful here, they have so much to forage. We planted cover crop, and one of my favorite ways to save money when feeding my chickens is to make my own food. What is one of the most inexpensive foods but also really good for you? Beans. You heard that right, I feed my chickens beans. I've also been asked many times what my recipe is, and there really isn't one. I just stock up on dried beans at the store and soak them overnight and cook them up the next day. My chicks seem to love the green split peas, lentils, and chickpeas the best. I buy the big variety bag like the 15-bean soup, navy beans, black beans, red beans, you get the idea. One thing I do want to note is you have to cook them. Chickens cannot eat uncooked beans. It is toxic to them. Once they are cooked, they are full of nutrients for them. I even let my beans soak a few days to let them sprout. I'll usually also cook up some pasta and throw whatever food scraps I have. The chickens love it and it's full of all kinds of nutrients. We do give them a few bags of regular feed a week. We do this because they free range and this helps keep them close by. It's also much faster than soaking or cooking beans every day. Another big question I get asked is, what do we do with all the roosters? Well, we don't really have a rooster problem because I ordered all sexed female. Now, that isn't 100% accurate, but I've only found one rooster out of the batch. I did get some straight run chicks from Tractor Supply early in the year, and we got 3 roosters out of those. We also have George, our OG Rhode Island Red Rooster that we've had from the beginning. A good rule of thumb is 1 rooster to 10 to 12 hens, so we're good. So what's next for us? It's honestly never ending. When you own a house and a farm, the projects don't stop. That's why I made this channel, to document and take you along the journey with us. We aren't perfect and we make mistakes along the way, or we change our minds, or we're working on one project and then we start another before finishing, and last thing you know, we're working on like 10 different things and none of them are done, but that's just how our brain works, and we are taking you along this journey with us. We are currently working on a tree house for the kids. We'll definitely be sharing more of that. We also just added beams to our dining room and they look so good. It makes it so cozy. I still need to add a chandelier and some art before I share the finished room. We've been talking with some really great brands about sponsoring our channel and some of our upcoming videos, so you might start seeing some ads here and there. This not only helps support our family and keeps our channel going, but it's a really great way to share brands that we truly love. We are committed to only working with companies that we actually like, and we will always test out product before we commit to advertising it. Well, it's great catching up with all of you. If you learned anything from this video, I hope that it's okay to stop and reevaluate what you're doing if it doesn't feel right or align with your family anymore. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else but you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe. We are working on new things every day, and we are so glad that you are here. Don't forget to say hi in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.